Bill Gates became the youngest billionaire in 1987 at age 31. Despite his vast wealth, he refrained from extravagant spending. Bill Gates has made some lavish purchases over the years, including a Washington estate valued at $183.5 million, known as Xanadu 2.0, a private jet, and an impressive collection of luxury cars. In California, Gates owned an oceanfront home in Del Mar for $43 million. The 228-acre Rancho Paciana homes at the Santa Luz Club in San Diego, the famous Vintage Club in Indian Wells, and the Del Mar Country Club in Wellington, Florida. Gates owned 20-acre estate property in 2 mansions. He has property at the Yellowstone Club in Montana too. But how did Bill Gates gain the fortune for his lifestyle? Bill Gates is a name recognized worldwide, synonymous with innovation, philanthropy, and advanced technology. As a young computer enthusiast, he dropped out of Harvard in 1975 to co-found Microsoft with his childhood friend, Paul Allen. He pioneered personal computing and reshaped how technology could be universally accessible. Gates grew and transformed Microsoft into a global technology leader. He revolutionized the way we live, work, and communicate. Even after stepping down from the company in 2020, his influence in tech and beyond continues to shape the world. Outside of business, he has become one of the leading philanthropists of our time, initiating projects that have impacted millions of lives. His efforts range from eradicating diseases to combating climate change, demonstrating his commitment to addressing global challenges. Like all great stories, Gates' journey includes twists, challenges, and moments of reinvention. William Henry Gates III was born on October 28, 1955 in Seattle, Washington, to William Gates Sr. and Mary Maxwell Gates. Contrary to popular belief, Gates did not come from humble beginnings. In fact, both of his parents held influential positions in society. His father was a prominent lawyer, while his mother was far more than a teacher. She served as the president of the National Council of United Way Worldwide and was a board member of several leading finance and telecommunications companies. Bill Gates started his education at Seattle's View Ridge Elementary School. He was a bright and competitive child with a love for math and reading. At just 8 years old in 1963, Gates was already reading encyclopedias for fun. In 1967, acknowledging their son's exceptional intellect and his boredom with conventional education, Bill Gates' parents decided to enroll him in the private and now renowned Lakeside School. By 1968, at the age of 13, Gates encountered a computer for the first time. Lakeside had a teletype terminal connected to a time-sharing mainframe computer for classroom use. Gates, along with some classmates, was captivated by the potential of this new technology. In this pivotal year, he programmed his first application, a simple tic-tac-toe game. That same year, Bill Gates met Paul Allen, a student 2 years his senior, who also had a keen interest in technology. The two quickly bonded over their shared passion for computers, despite their contrasting personalities. Allen being reserved and shy, and Gates feisty and occasionally combative. Regardless of their differences, Gates and Allen spent a significant amount of their free time together working on various programming projects. During this period, Gates, Allen, and some other classmates formed the Lakeside Programmers Club. The club's first major project was to exploit bugs in the operating system to gain free computer time from the Computer Center Corporation, the company that provided the school with computer access. However, their scheme was eventually discovered, leading to their ban from the computer facilities for the entire summer of 1968. At the end of their ban, Bill Gates and Paul Allen proposed a deal to the Computer Center Corporation, CCC. They would identify bugs in CCC's software in return for more computer time. Gates went to CCC's offices and studied source code for various programs that ran on the system. This mutually beneficial arrangement lasted until 1970, providing them with invaluable practical experience, right up until CCC went out of business. By 1970, at just 16 years old, Gates, along with 18-year-old Allen, had begun to establish a reputation for their computing skills. In 1971, their burgeoning reputation caught the attention of Information Sciences Inc., which hired them to create business software. Their first assignment was to develop a payroll system Not only did this job pay royalties, but it also included free computer time, further fueling their passion for technology. In the same year, a Lakeside teacher recruited Gates and another fellow student, Evans, to automate the school's class scheduling system, offering them computer time and royalties in return. The pair worked diligently to have the program ready for their senior year. However, toward the end of their junior year, Evans tragically died in a mountain climbing accident. Afterward, Gates turned to Allen, who assisted him in completing the system for Lakeside. In 1972, at the age of 17, Gates co-founded his first company with Paul Allen named Traf-O-Data. This company developed hardware and software to process traffic data and generate useful reports for traffic engineers. Although Traf-O-Data only achieved modest success, it proved to be a crucial learning experience for both Gates and Allen, helping them to hone their technical and business skills. The following year, in 1973, Gates graduated from Lakeside School. After achieving a near-perfect score of 1,590 out of 1,600 on the SAT, he enrolled at Harvard University. Initially planning a career in law, Gates quickly found himself more captivated by computers than by his pre-law courses. He spent many long nights in the computer lab where he continued to develop his programming skills. In January 1975, Popular Electronics magazine featured the Altair 8800 microcomputer on its cover. Seeing an opportunity, Gates and Allen contacted Micro Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems, the manufacturers of the Altair, claiming they had developed a basic interpreter for the machine. After MITS expressed interest, they worked intensively to create the promised software. Gates and Allen successfully developed Altair Basic to run on the Altair 8800, one of the first personal computers available to the public. In July 1975, they signed a contract with MITS that required them to provide basic interpreter programs on an exclusive license basis. Just a few days later, Gates and Allen formed a partnership called Microsoft, with Gates investing $910 for a 60% ownership stake, and Allen investing $606 for 40%. That same year, Gates made the bold decision to drop out of Harvard to pursue his burgeoning passion for software development full-time. On November 26, 1976, Gates and Allen officially registered their partnership under the name Microsoft, operating from a small office near MITS headquarters in Albuquerque, New Mexico. By the end of 1976, tensions between Microsoft and MITS began to mount as Microsoft's software gained popularity among other hardware manufacturers. As more companies started producing computers compatible with Microsoft Basic, Bill Gates insisted on maintaining the right to license their software to other firms. In early 1977, the sale of MITS to Pertec Computer Corporation marked a significant turning point. This acquisition prompted Gates and Allen to sever their ties with MITS, leading to a major legal battle over the rights to Basic. Microsoft ultimately prevailed, retaining the rights to the software they had developed. That same year, Gates and Allen swiftly secured deals with major computer manufacturers. They licensed Basic to Radio Shack for their TRS-80 computer, with Gates including special code hooks that enabled Microsoft to add functionalities later, providing them a competitive edge. A crucial deal with Apple Computer generated $10,500 for their 6502 Basic version. In 1978, Microsoft's sales reached $1.3 million. In December of the same year, Microsoft relocated to Bellevue, Washington, near their hometown of Seattle. This move allowed them to tap into the region's rich technical workforce and brought them closer to family. In 1979, Microsoft's customer base expanded significantly. In 1980, Bill Gates' Harvard friend Steve Ballmer joined Microsoft. Ballmer immediately began implementing more structured business practices in the rapidly growing company. That same year in July, IBM approached Microsoft about developing software for their confidential personal computer project. By August, IBM agreed to purchase Microsoft's programming languages for $600,000. Needing an operating system for their upcoming personal computer, IBM initially sought Digital Research, creators of CP/M. When negotiations faltered, Gates purchased the rights to QDOS, Quick and Dirty Operating System, from Seattle Computer Products, SCP, for $50,000. Microsoft hired Tim Patterson, who had left SCP, to modify QDOS, subsequently renaming it MS-DOS, and licensed it to IBM while retaining the rights to market it to other manufacturers. In early 1981, at age 26, Bill Gates led a major reorganization of Microsoft, establishing it as a privately held corporation in Washington state. Gates became president and chairman, with Paul Allen serving as vice president and vice chairman. This reorganization coincided with Microsoft's deal with IBM, as MS-DOS became the operating system for IBM's first personal computer. That same year, Steve Jobs approached Microsoft to develop applications for Apple's forthcoming Macintosh computer. This collaboration gave Microsoft valuable insights into graphical user interfaces. Gates announced the development of Windows, although it was still in its conceptual stage. In 1982, at age 27, Microsoft's workforce expanded to 20 employees, and annual sales soared to $24 million. During the same year, Paul Allen, Gates' longtime friend and business partner, was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease. After a challenging period of treatment, Allen stepped down from his day-to-day role at Microsoft, although he remained on the board of directors. In 1983, at age 28, Gates led Microsoft into the computer hardware market with the release of the Microsoft Mouse. In June of that year, Microsoft launched Word, their first major application designed to leverage the mouse's capabilities, marking a pivotal moment in software development. By 1984, at age 29, Gates observed a dramatic expansion in the personal computer market. Approximately 2 million computers equipped with Microsoft's DOS operating system were shipped that year. Gates directed his programmers to focus on Windows development, integrating keyboard interface options alongside mouse controls to provide users with multiple ways to interact with their computers. In 1985, at age 30, Microsoft released Windows 1.0, introducing a graphical user interface that operated on top of MS-DOS. This launch marked Microsoft's foray into the graphical interface market, although it soon faced legal challenges from Apple, who saw similarities to their Macintosh interface. During this time, Gates also collaborated with IBM on the development of OS/2, while ensuring the parallel development of both Windows and OS/2 to balance Microsoft's independent initiatives with IBM's interests. In 1986, at age 31, Gates took Microsoft public. The initial public offering on March 13th significantly increased his personal wealth, making him worth $311 million overnight. He also settled ongoing legal disputes concerning DOS licensing rights, paying Seattle Computer $925,000 to secure complete control over the operating system. In 1987, at age 31, Gates became the youngest billionaire in American history. That year, Microsoft overtook Lotus to become the largest PC software vendor, with revenues reaching $345.9 million. In September, Microsoft entered a partnership with Compaq to develop Windows 3.86 for their new computer models. Also in 1987, Gates met Melinda French, a 23-year-old product manager at Microsoft. Known for her intelligence and organizational skills, she caught his attention at a company event. Despite their different roles within the company, they began dating. In 1988, at age 33, Bill Gates faced a look and feel lawsuit filed by Apple against Microsoft. In 1989, Gates attended the November Comdex show in Las Vegas. During the event, tensions between IBM and Microsoft became public, with neither company endorsing the other's operating system. In May 1990, at age 35, Gates launched Windows 3.0. By fall of that year, IBM and Microsoft had formally ended their partnership. Throughout 1991 and 1992, Gates continued his hands-on leadership style, heavily involving himself in both technical and business decisions. At age 36, his wealth had grown substantially. Yet he maintained a focused, work-intensive lifestyle. He still wrote code, reviewed technical specifications, and remained deeply involved in product development. In April 1992, at age 37, Gates launched Windows 3.1 and unveiled Win32, a new programming interface for Microsoft's operating systems. By mid-1992, Microsoft's market capitalization had surpassed that of Boeing and General Motors. In 1993, at age 38, Bill Gates continued to lead Microsoft's expanding software empire while also embracing significant personal changes in his life. He proposed to Melinda French, and they were married on January 1st, 1994, at the Manel Bay Hotel in Lanai, Hawaii. Tragically, in June of that year, Gates' mother, Mary, passed away from breast cancer, which led him and Melinda to take some time away from Microsoft. By 1995, at age 40, Gates shifted his focus sharply towards internet technology. He issued a pivotal company-wide memo titled The Internet Tidal Wave, which redirected Microsoft's strategic efforts towards online services and technologies. In August, Microsoft launched Windows 95, which was a commercial success, selling 7 million copies within the first 5 weeks. In 1996, at age 41, Gates became a father with the birth of his daughter, Jennifer. Professionally, it was a challenging time as Microsoft came under increasing scrutiny from the US government. The Justice Department began investigating the company's business practice of integrating its Internet Explorer web browser with the Windows operating system. From 1997 to 1998, Gates appeared before Congress to defend Microsoft against accusations of monopolistic business practices. The company released Windows 98, even as it faced antitrust lawsuits from 20 state attorneys general and the US Department of Justice. In 1999, at age 44, Gates welcomed his second child, son Rory, while dealing with a major legal setback. A federal judge ruled that Microsoft had violated antitrust laws. In 2000, at age 45, Gates stepped down as CEO, transitioning to the role of chief software architect to focus more on product development. He and Melinda founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with a $20 billion endowment of Microsoft stock. Gates balanced his time between guiding Microsoft's technical direction and spearheading the foundation's global health initiatives. In 2001, Microsoft introduced Windows XP and made its debut in the gaming market with the Xbox. Between 2001 and 2002, Gates testified in Microsoft's ongoing antitrust trial. The company reached a settlement with the Justice Department in November 2001. In 2002, Gates welcomed his third child, Phoebe. By 2003, at age 48, Gates expanded his foundation's efforts, launching significant initiatives focused on HIV/AIDS prevention and education reform. In 2005, Gates announced a $1.7 billion investment in India's computer industry. In 2005, at age 50, Gates received several honors. Queen Elizabeth II knighted him as an honorary Knight Commander of the Order of the British Empire. Time magazine named him, along with Melinda and U2's Bono, as Persons of the Year for their philanthropic efforts. In 2006, Gates announced his plan to gradually step back from day-to-day operations at Microsoft. On June 27, 2008, at age 53, Gates spent his last full day at Microsoft, marking the end of his active involvement in the company he founded. He shifted his focus to the Gates Foundation, dedicating his efforts to global health and development initiatives. In 2010, at age 55, Gates joined forces with Warren Buffett to launch the Giving Pledge. This campaign encourages the world's wealthiest individuals to commit to donating at least half of their wealth to charitable causes. From 2011 to 2012, Gates expanded his advocacy efforts. He spoke at the United Nations about the critical importance of agricultural investment in developing countries and met with world leaders to advance global health initiatives. In 2015, at age 60, Gates gave a TED Talk on epidemic preparedness, highlighting the urgent need for readiness against potential global health threats. That same year, at the Paris Climate Conference, he initiated the Breakthrough Energy Coalition, which unites private investors to fund innovative clean energy solutions. In 2017, at age 62, Gates committed $50 million to the Dementia Discovery Fund and an additional $50 million to Alzheimer's research startups. He engaged directly with researchers and doctors to better understand the challenges of the disease, visiting numerous research facilities throughout the year. In March 2020, at age 65, Bill Gates stepped down from the board of Microsoft. Around the same time, the Gates Foundation, in collaboration with the Wellcome Trust and MasterCard, committed $125 million to combat COVID-19. Gates was a vocal advocate for building vaccine development infrastructure and offered to fund 7 different vaccine factories simultaneously. In May 2021, at age 66, Gates and Melinda announced their divorce. Immediately following the announcement, Gates's investment firm Cascade Investment transferred securities worth $5.7 billion to Melinda. Over the subsequent months, significant asset transfers took place as part of the settlement, estimated at roughly $65 billion, about half of Gates's wealth. Despite their divorce, both Bill and Melinda remained committed to their joint philanthropic work through the Gates Foundation. However, they also established independent philanthropic ventures. Melinda founded Pivotal Ventures. Gates intensified his focus on climate change initiatives through Breakthrough Energy. He launched a $1.5 billion partnership with the Department of Energy to support clean technology projects and published a book titled How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, outlining strategies to tackle the global climate crisis. Throughout 2022, at age 67, Bill Gates continued to divide his efforts between climate change initiatives and global health. The Gates Foundation ramped up its efforts in healthcare, committing $912 million to combat global malnutrition. Gates also spent significant time in advocating for better pandemic preparedness, publishing How to Prevent the Next Pandemic. In 2023, at age 68, Gates focused his attention on innovations in nuclear power and the development of artificial intelligence. Through Breakthrough Energy, he invested in TerraPower, his own nuclear reactor design company. The Gates Foundation increased its annual spending to $9 billion, launching new programs in maternal health and climate-resistant agriculture. According to Forbes, as of 2024, Bill Gates' net worth was estimated at $105 billion. This valuation stems not only from his holdings in Microsoft, but also from substantial investments in companies like Canadian National Railway and Ecolab. Bill Gates and Melinda French Gates have donated at over $59.5 billion to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation since its inception. The foundation's total grant payments since inception are $77.6 billion. Despite his vast wealth, Gates shared with Ellen DeGeneres that when he first became a billionaire at age 31, he refrained from extravagant spending. Bill Gates has made some lavish purchases over the years, including a Washington estate valued at $183.5 million, a private jet, and an impressive collection of luxury cars. However, these indulgences represent only a small fraction of his massive fortune, and Gates is not known for frivolous spending. Gates is renowned for his efficient and lavish travel style. He owns a Bombardier BD 700 Global Express, a high-performance, long-range business jet that underscores his need for global connectivity. Around 1997, Gates and his family settled into a 66,000 square foot mansion on the shores of Lake Washington. Although this house functions as a business center, it maintains a cozy atmosphere for Gates, his wife, and their 3 children. The estate, known as Xanadu 2.0 in Medina, Washington. It reportedly took 7 years and $63 million to complete. Gates owns approximately 10.5 acres of land across 12 parcels, bought for about $34 million between 1988 and 2009. The estate, including the mansion and land parcels, is valued at roughly $183.5 million with total property taxes over $1 million in 2024. Features of this estate include a 60-foot swimming pool housed in a 3,900 square foot building equipped with an underwater sound system. Gates reportedly imported sand from St. Lucia in the Caribbean to the shore surround his home. The estate also boasts a 2,100 square foot library, which houses a priceless 16th century Leonardo da Vinci manuscript that Gates acquired for $30 million in 1994. It's been reported that Gates' residence features digital screens on the walls that can display various artworks and photographs, complementing actual paintings such as a Winslow Homer piece Gates bought for $36 million in 1988. The mansion includes 6 kitchens, 24 bathrooms, a home theater that seats 20, and several garages accommodating up to 23 cars. Outside Washington, Gates owns a sprawling 20-acre estate in Wellington, Florida. This property includes at least 2 mansions. One mansion covers 6,668 square feet and the other 5,716 square feet. He acquired the properties over 3 years for about $35 million. His daughter, Jennifer Gates Nassar, is an accomplished equestrian, and he purchased this property to support her passion. It serves as the home base of her horseback riding facilities. This area is also popular among other wealthy equestrians. In California, Gates owns the 228-acre Rancho Paciana, which he acquired for $18 million. Originally, the property included a racetrack, olive orchard, and 5 barns. In 2020, Gates expanded his California holdings by purchasing an oceanfront home in Del Mar for $43 million. This home features a 120 feet of Pacific coastline. Additionally, he owns a 6-bedroom house at the famous Vintage Club in Indian Wells. Gates also owns homes at the Santa Luz Club in San Diego and the Del Mar Country Club. He has property at the Yellowstone Club in Montana, too. The main house there spans 6,993 square feet, featuring 8 bedrooms, 8 full baths, a sauna, and a home theater. In 2009, Gates reportedly spent $9 million on a 492-acre Wyoming ranch that Buffalo Bill once named after his oldest daughter, though he is no longer affiliated with this property. Furthermore, Gates is one of the largest private landowners in the country. According to the Land Report, he owns more than 250,000 acres across the United States, much of it consisting of productive farmland. In 2021, Bill Gates increased his ownership stake in the Four Seasons hotel chain to roughly 71.25%. Back in 2013, Gates, along with several other investors, acquired the Ritz-Carlton in San Francisco for $161 million. Reflecting on his earlier days, Gates shared with Ellen DeGeneres that his first major purchase after founding Microsoft was a Porsche 911 supercar in 1979, which he later sold at auction for $80,000. However, his passion for Porsches didn't end there. He also added a Porsche 959 to his collection. Despite previously stating in 2019 that he didn't believe in taking weekends or vacations during his early years at Microsoft, Gates has enjoyed some lavish holidays since. For instance, in 2014, he treated his family to a Mediterranean vacation aboard the 439-foot super yacht Serene, which he chartered for $5 million a week, complete with a helicopter. His travels have also taken him to Australia, Croatia, Belize, and the Amazon in Brazil. Bill Gates showed a different side of his personality at the 2010 Sundance Film Festival, where he was seen dancing Paris Hilton style on a banquette with a group of attractive women at a Microsoft-sponsored party. The event featured live performances by John Legend and The Roots and was held at Sundance's Bing Lounge, where Gates was spotted enjoying the festivities, high-fiving female friends, and engaging in various dance moves including air guitar, fist pumping, the swim, and the jackhammer. Gates previously said that he likes to play tennis and go skiing. He's also been spotted spectating at tennis matches. From his early days as a curious child at Lakeside School to his rise as a pioneering figure in technology and beyond, Bill Gates' life is nothing short of remarkable. His journey from a young enthusiastic programmer to the co-founder of Microsoft set the stage for a technological revolution that placed a computer on nearly every desk and in every home, fundamentally transforming the way we work and communicate. After stepping down as CEO of Microsoft, Gates directed his boundless energy towards addressing global issues. He founded the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation with his then-wife, Melinda. This new chapter in his life is dedicated to fighting global health crises, improving educational opportunities, and reducing poverty through extensive philanthropic efforts. Bill Gates' story is not just one of wealth and success, but also of responsibility and philanthropy. His ongoing commitment to bettering the world reflects a legacy that extends far beyond software, reaching into the lives of millions around the globe. Gates' life reminds us that one person's vision can indeed change the world, inspiring future generations to continue pushing the boundaries of what is possible.